All right, you ready for the wrap up for today? I don't have anything prepared. I don't have any tabs open. It's March 8th, 2021, and the real reason I came on here is because I get a lot of people that are always falling for the hype. It's so much hype and sensationalism and speculation out here that it'll just make you believe a whole bunch of things that aren't true. It'll make you believe a whole bunch of things that aren't true, especially when it comes to cryptocurrency, the stock market. Um, let me just go down the list here, starting at the top. Everybody is here looking for ways to make money. And I'm not going to say that YouTube is not a way to make money, because it is. You can get your sites monetized and make a small amount of money, or in some cases a couple $1,000s a month with it, which is can help improve your lifestyle. I'm not against it at all. But it's more hype than anything. I just go down the list. I just scroll down the screen and read the headlines. Honeycomb Brazy calls out Jay Prince Jr. on social media. Rapper questions rappers and OG's realness. 138,000 views. Okay. Say you set up this type of YouTube broadcast or YouTube channel. What type of advertisers are on top to want to advertise on this? And how much money do these people who watch this spend versus earn your leisure? Business advertisements make more. But when I get into the sensationalism is the thing that makes me want to turn YouTube off. I started a business at 37 and retired at 44. Yeah, but the next man is not going to do that. That's not going to happen. I was told by the 1% not to talk about this. YouTube is really, most of these people are whores. And all they really want to do is clickbait you into something that is absolutely useless. And I'm not saying don't entertain yourself. I'm just in a mood right now because I've been watching YouTube, kind of looking for some particular pieces of information, looking for some crypto nuggets, looking for some crypto gems. And only thing that I have really been coming up with is a bunch of shield products that have no fundamentals, people that are posing as investors but are really gamblers. They're posing as traders but are really gamblers. It's not a gamble. Do not gamble. You can gamble, but don't gamble and call it investing. It's an entirely different thing. It's an entirely different thing. What do we have? We have lawyers reacting to FBG Duck. Now, here's something that may be interesting, how somebody started a real world business. Because I have online businesses and real world businesses. You can visit UIX TV network to get all the business updates and from YouTube and around the world. Some of the top entrepreneurs have their broadcasts on there, their streams on there. And I have exclusive TV, which just started, which is similar to Patreon, but a little simpler, a little easier to use, much easier to set up and get started. It's a subscription service for content creators. And those are just two of many online sites that I have, as well as two brick and mortar businesses. So when I'm speaking, I have an idea of, what it is I'm talking about. I'm not just talking out of my ass. But I mean, I just roll down the line and everything is get rich quick, consume this, buy that. And I don't even go, I can imagine with the timeline or with the homepage of somebody who watches that type of entertainment consistently. It's probably just all garbage on your page. All hype, all garbage. You know? I just go down the line and I'm like, are you serious? Trevon James, he's a gambler at heart, and he'll tell you that. He does a lot of clickbait titles, but for the most part, he does a decent amount of research on the projects that he gets into, and he's early in. He gambles, but he knows how to hedge the odds. I'm just going down the timeline to let you see what it is that you're going to have to go through. AMC short squeeze is happening now. Hype. Why would you want to get in on an AMC short squeeze that is happening now? If you're not already in, the squeeze is done. The squeeze is in motion. You already have lost a huge percentage of your profits. Make $100 a month. Ultimate guide for mining cryptocurrency with your PC. That might be halfway decent, but I mean, it's just all sensationalism. Target employee, millionaire, rags to riches. How many rags to riches stories have you seen in real life? I mean, in real life, you'll get 10,000 rags to riches stories on YouTube. So I'm saying all of those things to say, right? Buckle down. Try to deal with real issues and try to educate yourself on real businesses. Real businesses. So if you think about investing, these are real indicators. Alternative fuels, algae biofuel, propane, real things, real mindset. Dan Pena, real mindset. So this is what I focus on. I focus on real mindset. I started this website just as a way to keep myself level and immerse myself in information that will help me reach a certain understanding of what it is that you're doing without all of the fluff. So I take the YouTube page. A lot of these people have YouTube pages, and we cut out all the fluff and we bring in just what's helpful. What's helpful, because we're going to get stuck. What am I looking for now? Let's take a look at the Bitcoin chart. We're going to go to Trading View. We can go to Trading View today. The other site I was using was having some security issues. Some jokers decided to this is the weekly chart. Let's go to my favorite, which is the 1 minute. Okay, so we're at 50 50 50,797. No, 50,817. We've been as high as 51,000. Yeah, we've been as high as 51,000 earlier today. Okay, now you can look at this chart. You can draw all type of fancy lines. Okay, we had a downtrend. We got a little sideways motion. We're looking for some support here. All right, let's go to the daily. This is how I look at charts because I'm not so much caught up in the gamble. Let's look at the daily so we can see find a little bit of support first, because the support is okay. So this is the area that they've been concerned about in the 42. This is the daily. What day is this? January 27th. Okay. Let's go to the 4-hour. That's what a lot of people are, they've been concerned about this level here as support. I'm not logged in, so it's giving me a whole bunch of, or maybe I am. All right. So this is what they're saying is the support level somewhere in this range, the 43, 44 range. From what I see here, let me pull up an indicator. I like to look at Bollinger's. I like to look at Bollinger's. Okay, now let's see. Let me close that down. What do I think? What do I think? I don't have the volume up. I'm not really feeling in the mood for looking at this a whole bunch of stuff right now. But let's see, we're gonna go with the SMA. This puts a whole lot of stuff on your, let's go here. Now, all these charts are not really necessary. All I look for is a touch-off point falling below the Bollinger, rising above the Bollinger. So Bitcoin seems pretty flat. It's probably going to hover between 44 and 50 for a little while. Some people will tell you, we got a descending wedge. I studied all of that stuff, but I just really, the way that I trade through algorithms, it's not necessary for me to spend that much attention on the chart. It's not necessary for me to spend that much attention on the chart. I mean, I'm just going to be honest with you. But from what I see here, it's recovering pretty good. I like the 1 minute chart because I trade the 1 minute. Had a buying opportunity down here at 50. And you may have been able to eke out a little bit of... you may have been able to eke out 2%. 2%. See what I mean? The variations are not that strong. So it's going to be hard to... it's going to be hard. $3%. It's going to be hard to eke out any profit the way Bitcoin is moving. Now let's do BTC ETH. because I'm expecting ETH to do some things. Um, I'm expecting ETH to make some moves. And I see ETH is making some moves. I have a nice amount of ETH holdings, and I have a nice amount that is in play. So on the 1 minute, okay. Alright, so this is what ETH is doing. Everything is pretty much in a holding pattern. I believe that a consolidation and a pullback was going to be necessary, and I always come on and I say that. But with the meteoric rise that we've had, things have just been going through the roof in a crazy way, stock-wise and cryptocurrency wise. And you can't stay there. You can't stay in the clouds. It's got to come down. People have to have an opportunity to catch their breath. These days I use the chart as an indicator. But I trade more off of sentiment. And because the news is so polluted, I mean, you have people that are on the cutting edge that are telling you things with such a low degree of certainty that it's gambling. Then you have some people that are conservative who play the middle, play the number, play the technical analysis, who can get you in a safe spot where you can earn consistent profit. I think I'm closer to that. And then you have people like mainstream news who, by the time they let you know anything, you're too late. By the time mainstream news lets you know anything, I already have my bags packed, ready to pump. So, we're stuck in a situation where you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. And that's why I kind of stopped doing market updates for quite some time, because it's no need for me to really share it. It's a few people that I want to share with. So right now, at 0.3 per ETH, let's do ETH USD so we can get an idea of what the pricing on ETH is really like. In fact, I'll go to a simple chart, because simple pricing chart, because the technical analysis is really just to give you an indication of when to buy in on something, when to buy in and when to sell, so you can get an overview of, is this a good time for me to put my money on something? ETH is back up to 1738. Wow, I'm glad to see that. Bitcoin's riding about the same. Binance is down at 233. Binance made some millionaires. Cardano is at 112. Now, let me give you my thoughts on Cardano. Cardano is a good, solid project. It's a good, solid project. 6 months ago, 8 months ago, it would have been a great hold. Do I have the patience to hold Cardano for 6-8 months and maybe another year out? No, I don't. If I did, I would probably win. But I just don't. That doesn't bring me any pleasure. Do I think it'll overtake ETH? No, not for a long, long time. Especially if ETH, depending on how ETH 2.0 goes off. If ETH 2.0 has glitches and problems, yes. As I say, I'm very big on Chainlink. I hold Chainlink. I believe Chainlink is going to continue to be heavily integrated into the DeFi space. So, Litecoin down 101. I still trust Litecoin. I still use Litecoin. In fact, I'm thinking about building a platform with Litecoin now. Just because of it's a standalone coin. I think we're going to run into some issues with this DeFi integration, the way they're integrating all of these coins. Like, for instance, that's why the fees on Ethereum are enormous. It's because instead of people creating separate projects and then finding ways to bridge them together, they all built on one platform. So you have thousands of hundreds. Well, I'm not going to say hundreds. I'm going to say 10 or 20 billion-dollar projects, all hinged on Ethereum, which is great when fees are low and the network is running smoothly, and yeah, it's great. But it's a couple problems that I have with Ethereum. One is Ethereum has a head, which is Vitalik Buterin, or whatever his name is. Two is the code is not set in stone, meaning it doesn't require the same level of consensus in order for it to be changed. That concerns me. Three, it's an unlimited supply. But since it's not traded, since the use case for Ethereum is not currency, the use case for Ethereum is world computer. I'm just going to make it simple for you. A world computer, a world operating system. It's a variation on what the traditional coins like Litecoin, Cardano somewhat. I did hear they have some developments on Cardano. What I'm really liking about Binance is this is the thing. Okay, I'm going to break it down. I want to do a DeFi project, but even though people are anxious to jump on Binance, BSC, Binance Smart Chain, I like Binance Smart Chain. I had the opportunity to create a project on Binance Smart Chain when there was only 3 projects on Binance Smart Chain. had the developers lined up and everything, but it's just something about reliance on those networks that really concerns me going forward, looking into the future. Because remember, you have a dastardly adversary out here in the name of central bank digital currencies, CBDCs. So this dastardly enemy in the form of world governments have decided that they're going to move into this space now, and they have a harsh way of dealing with competition. So I'm thinking that, Binance, I like Binance. I like everything that Binance stands for. But that 21 validator nodes concerns me. That concerns me. Having 20, say for instance, you build a project and you get $5 billion on it, and it's only 21 validator nodes, and you don't control any of those nodes, and you have no way to stop Binance from doing whatever Binance wants to do. That's gonna be a little bit. You can lose a little bit of sleep. That can cause you to lose a little sleep at night. So, you know, I'm I like Binance Chain. I probably will put a project on there within the next couple months, but it has to be something different. It cannot be Sushi Swap all over again. It cannot be Uniswap all over again. That's just not. We're in the it was similar to the IPO phase, ICO phase, but the innovation is really lacking. They're lacking the innovation that's necessary right now, to move the space forward. And if they are innovating and moving the space forward, it the mechanism that they're using is so complex and so contrived that the attack vector is like, are you serious, man? Are you seriously going to try to put this thing in the wild? It has so many moving pieces and so many integrations and so much this, and it's reliant on so much of that, and if this is this, and the complexity of it is what drives me away from DeFi. The complexity of the mechanism is what drives me away from the DeFi space. I mean, I know there's guys out here making huge money on Pancake Swap daily, and all these different, I look at them, and it's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's just a Ponzi. Whoever gets in first. If you get in first, get your position first. Everybody that comes in after that pumps your bags. You sell your bags, and then you get out before the well runs dry. It's the same thing. And you can make money if that's your thing, but that's not my thing. And I don't advise anybody for that to be their thing. How sustainable is 10,000% per year? And they give you a third party coin that is basically worthless outside of this scheme. And so it's going to go the same way that the Ethereum DeFi space went, and it's going to go the same way that the Tron DeFi space went. Because, see, I did all my experiments on the Tron DeFi space, and that was when I started thinking about Binance Smart Chain. It's going to go the same way, where if you get in first, then you collect all the divs, all the div coins, and you go sell those coins and you make your profit. But the people that come in after you, the dividends are diminishing, and people are stuck with worthless coins, and the dev has moved on to a different project. So, that's my feelings on that. I try to stick to the basics when it comes to really making money. Now, Theta, I'm looking at Theta. Theta, if you held Theta for 3 years ago, then you're starting to make money. But with the system that I've been using, I've been making money the whole time. I've been making money the whole time, and I didn't have to sit my bags down for 3 years. I didn't have to sit $5,000 down for 3 years and wait. If I'm flipping $5,000 2 or 3 times a month, if I take that money that I'm gonna put into Theta and flip it 2 or 3 times, and I'm flipping it 2 or 3 times a month on a good month, well, on an average month, and on a good month, I'm flipping it 2 times a day. How can I justify holding it? How can I justify the investment and holding for 3 years? Taxes? Maybe. So, I really I feel like the hype has re-entered the space, and the hype is bad for the bull run. So, I'm sure I've been on here way longer than I anticipated. I just thought I would come on here and give a quick update on pricing. Bitcoin is back above 50,000. Ethereum is back above 1,700. Binance is still holding on. Cardano is still holding on to over $1.10. XRP is still in the runnings, guys. XRP is still out here. Is still out here hanging on. Chainlink is the best buy, I believe, going forward for looking out for the next year or two. Litecoin is always solid in my book as a store of value and a transfer coin. Bitcoin Cash still hanging on. I always trade Bitcoin Cash. And Dogecoin is back down to a half a penny. I wouldn't touch it at half a penny. I would maybe 0.0000005 Satoshis. Theta, I haven't seen much of what Theta is doing. I like the idea behind it, but can they accomplish it? I'm not sure. VeChain, I believe VeChain is going to be around for a while. Monero, as usual, is going to be the black market coin. If you're storing something that you definitely just want to hold your value and be totally under the radar, Monero is it. But the problem is going to be moving it in and out of fiat. Tron, I believe, is a sleeper coin, the sleeper network. A lot of people don't do it because they don't like Justin Sun, but it has a lot of development. The scammers and the porn people develop everything first. They develop and implement everything first and test it out. So Tron is a proven ground. And with that being said, I'm out of here. I'll catch you guys next time.